Hey, good morning. It's me. We're back. I slept. Yay! I had a great nap yesterday, but I don't want to get ahead of myself. First of all, welcome back to Coffee and Headlines. This is our morning get together live here on Facebook, where we take a look at news from our city, state, and country. We take a look at your comments, ideas, and suggestions. We combine all this information to put it to good use as a community of English speaking locals living here in Puerto Vallarta. It is Friday, January the 5th. Yes, it's Friday, and I am so happy to be here, and I am so happy to bring you some news and an interview. I actually conducted an interview yesterday that I want to share with you, but first, welcome, and welcome back, and give yourselves a big round of applause, really, because I was thinking about this. Where is my applause? Here it is. I was thinking about this particularly this morning. I don't know why, but yes, I know that there's a lot of tourism in town, and I know that a lot of businesses cater directly to tourists, whereas there are those of us that are about to cough. Hold on. Better than sex, and almost as good as Rosca de Reyes bread. Anyhow, there are those of you that work directly with tourists in this town, and then there are those of us that are fortunate enough to work with you, the English-speaking locals. But do you know that while advertising businesses is great, as locals, you are the best spokespeople of this city, because you welcome your friends from out of town, or you get inquiries about what is there to do here, which restaurants do you love and trust. And you, my friends, as English-speaking locals, are the best source of information. Sometimes you can get a little crazy with your sources of information, but as far as the beautiful things that Puerto Vallarta has to offer, you guys are amazing ambassadors to our city. Today, as always, we welcome those of you that are watching live for the first time. If that is your case, feel free to write the word new in your comment. Let me turn my little fan on because I'm feeling a little schwitzy. And of course, if there is something really important that you're thinking about that you wish to share with everybody else, it helps a great deal to add a capital letter Q to your comment. We'll be looking for those later on in the broadcast. But first, let's have a look at the news out there. This is kind of good news. The latest cold fronts began having less of an effect on our waves and tides, such that the beach flags are now yellow for the most part. This means that there is still a moderate risk of going in the water. And the beaches at Olas Altas and Camarones still have a red flag, which means swimming there is a no-no. Again, at least 90 lifeguard interventions have taken place in the last few days, And there have been 4 casualties according to local papers. So kindly take these warnings seriously. Moving right along, we have good news from the convention center. Things are looking good there. It was reported that during 2023, 74 events took place with over 130,000 people attending. That is an average of 6 events per month. And this represents an 29.3% increase of events and attendance when compared to last year, even while the convention center underwent a 7-month remodeling project last year, during which the facility remained open. So this is great news. We don't really pay much attention to event tourism or event things, but it is worth remembering that when people come to large events, convention center type events in Puerto Vallarta, even though they may be here for work-related purposes, they still get a good taste of our city, or so we hope. Now, oh, this is sneaky. Remember I told you about a restaurant in Emiliano, Zapata that did a sneaky expansion onto the sidewalk without a permit? Well, the expansion has been demolished. Here's what they attempted to do. Don't know if this takes a lot of balls or a lot of stupidity, or maybe both, but regardless, I know it deserves a big tómala. Anyhow, Mexico's National Institute of Geography and Statistics, or INEGI, has come up with new methodology for me to learn something I already knew. I am a middle-class Mexican, bordering on lower class, actually, but that's okay by me. Luna doesn't complain either. So if you want to learn more about why I don't go shopping at Liverpool very frequently, or want to learn more about the methodology, just have a look at the article, which you will find in the show notes. And this last one makes me laugh. I don't know why it makes me laugh. God bless the Pope, no pun intended, for being progressive. Remember, he recently announced that Catholic priests can now bless same-sex couples? Well, he must have gotten enough flack about this change to now come out, again, no pun intended, and announce that these blessings must be brief, no more than 10 or 15 seconds long. So I have an alternative for those of you here in Mexico where the Catholic community said, no fracking way, we want any homo blessings. So if you are desperate to be blessed by a Catholic priest in Mexico, this is what you want to do. Go with your same-sex spouse to the nearest church and talk to your favorite priest there. Stand next to your partner in front of the priest. Start some kind of casual conversation. And then at some point, just pretend to sneeze. Go, achoo! And right after you do that, and before the priest can say, bless you, hold hands with your partner, and you, my friends, will have a same-sex blessing, regardless of the attitude and viewpoint of Mexican priests. I thought it was funny. Well, I still think it's funny. Anyhow, where is this thing that I prepared? We don't like advertisers here at Coffee and Headlines, but if I don't toot my own horn, who's going to do it? Let's see what PETA has to say this morning.
As you know, Coffee and Headlines is your morning live show available on Facebook and YouTube, featuring news and stories about Puerto Vallarta, Jalisco, and Mexico for the English-speaking community in Puerto Vallarta. However, Coffee and Headlines is more than just a show. We now have over 20 walk-around videos on YouTube showcasing some of your favorite shops, restaurants, and other attractions for you to enjoy. These videos have been compiled into a dedicated playlist for your convenience. To access them, simply point your browser to bit.ly/PV walkaround. What are you waiting for? Enjoy the virtual tours. They are free for you to access.
It may be cloudy now, but look on the bright side. You could be getting your kneecaps broken by your bookie. That's what our snarky weatherman has to say today. It is 21 degrees right now. Humidity is high at 77%. And our weather forecast for today says overcast skies, plus some patches of sun shining through, a high of 26 and a low of 20. Tomorrow, Saturday, overcast skies, again with some patches of sun shining through, a high of 26 and a low of 19. And then Sunday, mostly clear skies, but a few clouds may be wandering around, a high of 21 and a low of 17. Moving right along, I had all kinds of things ready to share with you today, but I ran out of time in setting them up, which means that we already have all kinds of fun news going on for tomorrow. But this is an important announcement. Yes, yesterday we talked about this new Guadalajara-based resource that features, it's a list of 23 Facebook pages that I check out on a regular basis, plus one reference website, plus 4 hotel websites. Here is all the information that you will find useful to go to Guadalajara. And I mentioned that you would be getting an email message this yesterday morning, but I was a little sleepy, so I screwed up. In fact, I didn't push the button that says email the members. So if you go into Buy Me a Coffee with your credentials, you should be able to access the list. And today, I will include this in the show notes so that you can have access to all these wonderful resources if you're planning on going to Guadalajara. And of course, you have to be a Coffee and Headlines monthly or annual subscriber to enjoy this information. And now I have an interview to share with you before we go into a chit-chat section. When I was having a conversation with Rodolfo Choperena of Galeria Contempo, the subject of art walks came up, and I was happy to see that Emiliano Zapata is resurrecting their art walks, but not as we know them. We know them as SouthSide Shuffle, but apparently they decided to change some things around. And to learn more about this, I reached out to Kathleen Carrillo, who is the new spokesperson for the SouthSide. Well, it's not called SouthSide Shuffle anymore. Just take a look. My bad. This is not a walk, so I pushed the wrong button. Beep, beady, 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 beady. Where is the right button for? Dun, 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 dun. Found it. Here we go. So look who I found. I am sitting here and I found Kathleen Carrillo from Kathleen Carrillo Galleries to tell us a little bit about what's going on in Emiliano Zapata Art Walk. How are you, Kathleen?
I'm very, very well, thank you. I'm very excited to share what's happening here in Zona Romantica. I know
Now,
Emiliano Zapata, but we have using the Zona Romantica.
So I haven't seen you in forever, but I know that you are on Calle Constitucion. How long have you had your own art gallery at Constitucion Street?
On Constitucion, I'm going on my 10th year. 16 years here, 10th year here in this gallery, which is wonderful.
Wow.
Yeah.
Time flies. I mean, I remember from when I used to work at Vallarta Lifestyles that your gallery was there and we used to come over and visit and whatnot. Now, but that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about the art walk that you guys have just started again. I learned this from Rodolfo Choperena because I just published a beautiful walk around video of his gorgeous gallery.
Fabulous.
What happened to the SouthSide Shuffle?
Well, the SouthSide Shuffle kind of got shut down during COVID. And energetically, it just didn't get picked up. And I decided, because I've been involved in creating an art colony in Florida, I said, we really need to have this happen. So I went traipsing around town in Old Town here, and lo and behold, discovered 22 art-related businesses in this district, which was so exciting to me. Some of them just individual artists, some of them galleries. So I am, and a museum as well. So I'm really excited about the growth of this area as an art-related businesses.
So you are relaunching periodic art walks. What is
Yes.
this? What
Here's
is it?
our Here is our old. This is was our old name, Southside Shuffle, which is now going to be Arte, Arte, Zona Romantica. And I am in the midst of getting these produced. They should be out by next week before we have our next shuffle, which is on January the 12th from 6 to 9.
Now, just a quick question, and I'm sorry, I'm curious,
Uh-huh.
but I am curious. What can I say? I just went into the Facebook page for the Southside Shuffle and noticed that the page is still there. In
Yeah.
fact, who was it? Cassandra Shaw just posted a new something on that page. The page has over 1,000 followers already. So
Right.
why start from scratch with a name that nobody is familiar with instead of just putting some thrust into something that people already know and love?
Because the Southside Shuffle was basically when we were much smaller, it was only on Basilio Badillo. So we are trying to rebrand it as a district area, which is on in the Zona Romantica. A lot more people involved, a lot bigger option for people to see the different galleries in a like 4 or 5 block area here. So
Okay.
that was the reason to change it, and certainly it's like a district. It's like they have the arts district over in Centro or the art walk. We're a shuffle, but Arte Zona Romantica, which is also the we're calling it as a shuffle Paseo del Arte, and that's what it says on the brochure that's coming out next week. So it is branding a bigger area basically.
But for all intents and purposes, this is an art walk, correct?
Exactly. It
Good.
is. And people can pick up this map anywhere in this district, wander around anytime they want during the week. But on the every other Friday night, we will have the shuffle from 6 to 9, where they can visit each of the galleries. Some of them might have music, some of them will have wine and cheese, whatever. But it'll be a festive evening like it used to be.
So, in a nutshell, the basic difference between sauntering through the galleries that participate in this program at any day or at any time and going on the nights in which you have something scheduled is that there are shindigs, there's music, there's
Yeah.
festivity, and
Yes.
so forth and so on, right?
Yeah, of course, and of course, the most important thing is that we want to have people know that there's really wonderful art in this area, really wonderful and important pieces here,
Well, how
important
many,
art.
again, how many galleries did you say are participating?
22,
Wow.
22 in this area. We have a brand new one, Robles, which is also in the other direction. There's an art museo, Art Vallarta, which is it's up off of Olas Altas, all the way over to Februario. There, and it's even I've forgotten the name of the gallery. It's terrible. Isla Mariscal, a small gallery over there. So we have ranging from jewelers to full galleries, like myself or Contempo or Dante, full on galleries that show other people's work. I just show my work, but a lot of them are studios as well. So it's
Excellent.
pretty exciting.
We'll get to your gallery in a second. I do want the viewers to know a little bit more about who you are and what you bring to the table. I know this is a loaded question. I know
Uh
from my
oh.
own personal experience, way back when I was a magazine editor, that the Old Town Vallarta Art Walk is a little protective of their turf, even unpleasantly so. Why do you think some art gallery owners are so particular about sharing the bounty of art gallery experiences in Puerto Vallarta?
Well, from my perspective, I find that there's fear whenever there is trying to separate out. I feel like there's fear of competition. for me as an artist who's been involved in art districts before, the more, the better for collectors, for people who are interested in the arts. The more there is, the better it is. And if they're going to spend an evening to look at art, they're going to want to see as many places as they can to make some decisions about the pieces they want to buy. So, and it's like I would really have liked to have combined the two, but I don't, the Centro district and our district. But I think that it's just meant to be that we have separate times and separate days and separate names. And I think that Puerto Vallarta is an amazing area. That's one of the reasons I moved here, because of the art, the artistic nature of the whole city, and that there was so many galleries and so many artists that lived here and worked here and show their work. And I think it's an amazing place for the arts to grow. I really do. It's phenomenal.
Let's talk about online presence.
Mhm.
Can we expect a new Facebook page or a website? Because I mean, I appreciate
Yes.
the brochures are great because people can pick them up at the galleries, but for better or worse, there are a lot of people that watch our broadcast from the United States and Canada. They're planning
Right.
ahead on when they're going to come here. Where are we going to be able to find online information about this new incarnation of the SouthSide Shuffle, and when?
Okay, I am in the process right now of creating the Facebook page. It's called Arte Zona Romantica. You can actually go onto it now. I'm working on the administrative element of it where all of the galleries can participate in it. They can all add their information for the evening that we're having the walk or whenever they want. But it's like I run a gallery, I do a business. It's like keeping up with everything is challenging. And I'm hoping to have that ready by the next walk. Hoping.
Excellent. And if
Yes.
you happen to miss a gallery or a business in the vicinity that wishes to participate, you are the contact person for this new incarnation?
Absolutely. I have the stacks of brochures. I'm going to try and get them. We're supposed to have them by Wednesday of next week. I'm going to try and get them delivered around the neighborhood to restaurants, to real estate agents, to all the galleries that are involved. And then if they want to contact me, it's perfectly fine. I have a landline here, a Mexican landline, and I have a cell phone that's on my gallery page and on my Facebook page and my Instagram page. So they can get a hold of me in a lot of different places, and soon to be on the new Facebook page.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, I look forward to more updates so that we can continue to help promote this wonderful
Thank you.
pursuit. I have
Thank
two questions left. Number
you. Okay.
one, what can tell me a little bit about your own art gallery? What sets it aside from the others? What can people expect to find at your own art gallery?
I have collections that I've been doing for years. I have a huge collection that I have many followers. That's the Architectural Whimsy. Oh, you disappeared on me.
I'm still here. I just wanted the people
Okay.
to get a good look at your background.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Yeah, I have many collections, a lot of figurative work, and now since COVID, I spent a year and a half doing completely non-objective painting, and so now I am integrating back into my figurative work, both architectural and figurative, abstract figurative work. Which you see some of it behind me right now. This is something that has some abstraction, but yet there's an illustrative quality to it as well. Let's see if I can. There you go. And it's a much longer piece, but it's a water lily painting, and then behind my shoulder, over that direction right there, that's Sebastian. I just finished him, and then you can see an abstract painting over on the other side of the wall. So I'm working in a lot of different areas and adding things all the time, growing all the time, hopefully. And it's just my work. I can only keep up with myself. I also have workshops during the season. 6 of them, 1-day workshops where people come in and they start a painting and finish it in 1 day, which is very exciting.
I love the phrase "I can only keep up with myself" because I can totally relate to that.
Right?
Before I am so grateful for you spending time with me today.
Oh,
Before
pleasure.
we part, do you have any questions for me?
Um,
Or is there anything that we haven't touched base upon that is really important for you that viewers know about this new incarnation of the Emiliano Zapata Art Walk?
Just know that it is very, very professional, and it's very exciting to have new artists as well that are so excited to be participating. They didn't feel in the past that they were included, and now they're so excited to be a part of something that I think it's going to just continue to grow, and I think it will develop into a much bigger concern than we see now, because art brings more artists and more galleries, and especially in a special area like this.
Amen to that. Kathleen, thank you
Right?
so very much for your time.
Absolutely.
And I invite you to keep the viewers of Coffee and Headlines posted of any updates. You know where to find
Oh,
me.
I would
And
love. Yes.
this is it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It was a pleasure seeing you and talking to you and sharing your beautiful smile online with me. And thank you so much.
Likewise, I'll talk to you soon.
Okay. Take care.
And that was Kathleen Carrillo from Kathleen Carrillo Galleries. Again, my favorite quote, and I was falling back on my chair after the broadcast, was, "I can only keep up with myself," she said. We laughed a little bit about that. Anyhow, let's take a look at your comments. And I saw one comment that I definitely want to react to in a second. First of all, we have good mornings. Thank you for sticking around for the interview, by the way. There's still 61 of you here, and I appreciate that very much. If you have any questions for me or for Kathleen, please make sure that you write this in your comments so that Kathleen can then look at your questions and answer. Lots of good mornings. Lots of good mornings. Yes, yes, yes. Purim pum pim pam pum. Let's see what we have here. Oh, thank you so very much for that, Karen. Yes, I am never on my best anything when I don't sleep well. And yesterday I was so grateful to be able to have a little snack right after the broadcast, and then I slept for 3 hours. Then I got up and I was so productive yesterday afternoon. I was very, very happy. Let's see. Barbara reports, interesting visit to the Peace Animal Spay Neuter Clinic in Cinco de Diciembre yesterday. Also a visit to a cool shop, New Animal, on Calle Colombia. New Animal. I remember going to that shop when they first opened. They had a lot of home decor and arts and crafts pieces made by local artists. I haven't been there in a while, but I'm glad you went, Barbara. Let's see what else we have. Yes, same-sex blessing. And I like this, Brian. Hashtag homo blessings. Wouldn't that be funny? And then Logan says, and we can do the sneeze maneuver with our local viral sensation, the hot priest. I like that very much. I would love to have the hot priest bless my same-sex relationship. But there's a couple of issues there. Number one, Luna is a girl, so we're not same-sex. And there's not a man in my life right now. Well, there is one, but it's complicated. That's all I'm going to say. Let's see what else we have. Lots of comments. And I wanted to get to this one, Muffin, because, competition is a reality in this town, whether you are a gay bar or an art gallery or a restaurant or any kind of business. All I'm going to say is, when facing competition, some business owners are really, really awesome because they foster cooperation. They help promote other businesses. And ultimately, I think that is great for everyone. But then there's some of you that really get fugly when threatened by competition. So it's karma, friends. You know, if you are awesome, then awesome things are going to happen to you. If you're a real a-hole, when you find out that new businesses are propping up, well, karma will come to you as well. And that's all we have for today. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much for supporting our pursuits. And thank you very much for keeping me on my toes when it comes to finding information and creating nurturing connections for all of us here in Puerto Vallarta. It's a lot of fun. Tomorrow is Saturday, our last broadcast of the week. I will have so many updates I didn't get to today. It's not even funny. So I hope I'll see you tomorrow. And if not, I hope I'll see you sometime in the near future. Take care.